So I just got done watching Fear the Walking Dead season 7, episode 5, and right off the bat, I'll say there was surprisingly a lot that I enjoyed in this episode. Um, this episode really embraces the silly side for one. Um, it kind of gives up on the seriousness of everything like most of the episodes have, and it really embraces the fun. And you know what? I don't think that the show does the serious stuff well. I don't think Walking Dead overall really has for a while now. Well, Fear the Walking Dead more so, but um, so that's why I'm glad. Okay, they kind of just dropped it and went more with the silly, maybe like a spoof, like zombie movie type thing. So yeah, with one scene in particular, I know I had a big smile on my face for the whole scene, and we're just gonna skip ahead and talk about that first. Actually, um, I tell you what though, if there would be certain things where I probably wouldn't like this, but because I liked so much about the episode and it built up to this scene, I liked it. I had fun with it. What I'm saying is there's silly stuff that happens in Fear that I don't enjoy, but this was the kind of silly that I did enjoy because of different things. So of course I'm talking about the big showdown in the wrestling, the arena, whatever you call it, boxing. I'm not sure what it is exactly, but in the ring, um, just crazy, just crazy. So yeah, the song that they play over it, "Welcome to Jamrock." I swear to God, I thought that this was playing um, over like the episode. Like I had something playing in the background where this was coming through on the episode because they've played like licensed or whatever music before by artists in the show, and just I think the last episode or the episode before they had a song California Dreamin', but I would have never expected this to be over like a zombie fight scene. It was just so ridiculous. I liked the song. I liked it before I heard it on the show, but yeah. So this was I just couldn't believe it. Lenny James Morgan, actor, directed this, and he did a great job. And um, yeah, so this episode too. You can tell that they had fun making it, and it comes through um, in the episode overall. They were having, I imagine that they had a ton of fun making this, with Lenny James directing. They had Aisha Tyler in there. She's a big fan of the show. She's directed a few episodes of World Beyond and Fear, I believe, and she's been on Talking Dead and stuff like that. So she was having fun with it, and they were just it came through and it was great. But yeah, so we get the song playing over them doing the wrestling with the zombies. Aisha Tyler, I forget what it's called. I think it's called the pile drive. I'm not sure. I don't watch like wrestling like that, but they pile drive the zombie. Just ridiculous, but it was so fun to watch. Um, let's see. I put in my notes, Fear the Walking Dead jumped the shark, because it did. I thought this was going to be a dream sequence or something. Um, let's see. Uh, Dwight was so into it, living his fantasy. He was, because Aisha Tyler, she plays the former boxer or whatever, and he was like, come on, do it. She just wanted to see her do the move on the zombie, and she did it. And Dwight was, you could tell he was like so happy. Oh my gosh, it was just so crazy. I loved it. Uh, they had the chair, the classic chair beat down. Um, and let's see. Killing it up against the stand of the arena, just awesome. I loved it. I had a big smile on my face the whole time. One of my favorite scenes from Fear, or just The Walking Dead overall, probably one of the most memorable for the comedy stuff, at least. I mean, yeah, it's just wow. Just wow, it's definitely probably almost as far into the comedy stuff as the show has gone. I mean, of course, Negan, he brings a lot of funny stuff to the universe, but it's I don't know, it's just different. But this was like a spoof type thing, but I loved it. So anyway, enough of that. We've been going on with that for a while. So episode starts off with some Western music. Again, now that I've seen the whole episode, I enjoy it overall for sure. But at first I was like, I don't know about this Western music. It feels a little bit silly the way Dwight and Sherry are confronting and like having a Western type standoff. But you know, it sits a little bit better with me now. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's funny, silly. There was a head slice with one of the zombies that they had here that I didn't enjoy, or I didn't enjoy it when I was saying that it was just long. Sometimes, whenever if you really pay attention to the way they killed the zombies, they don't always go in the head. Like this particular cut sliced by the head and it fell over. But that's just being too uh, picky about it, right? Um, so it seems we get a little bit of old Dwight coming back. I have a lot of notes for this episode because I did enjoy it. Um, we seem to get a little bit of old Dwight coming back. You know, a lot of callbacks between Dwight and Sherry in this episode to their past, which I do like because you know Morgan feels like a completely different character. I think for the most part, um, as far as not really having too much connection to Alexandria and everybody there, but Dwight and Sherry definitely seem to still exist in that universe. So Dwight's not wanting to become a killer again. Sherry seems to acknowledge more that she is not wanting to leave Dwight behind finally because she got on my nerves so bad. I was so happy to see her come back, and then I was annoyed whenever she did because she was ready to split up with Dwight immediately. But it seems like their relationship is solid. Dwight did some type of coin. He pulled the video game out from behind the girl's ear. Didn't he? Am I mistaken? Was there a scene where Dwight did this with a coin at one point, or something similar to that in the show? It just rang a bell with me for that. I've already put in my notes. I knew that Kevin and Kim were gonna die, uh, but I thought that the little girl would make it, and Dwight and Sherry would have her like a foster kid for them. But I was close, kind of. But no, she dies anyway. But they do decide to have a kid at the end of the episode. Let's see. Dwight not considering going to Alexandria and looking for Padre makes sense because, of course, he was exiled from Alexandria, so I don't really scratch my head at that. Directed by Lenny James, I said that. I know I figured out. I wasn't sure if I liked like the constant look of the mask and the eyes that they do, the cut whenever they're wearing them, but I get why they do it now to show emotions. Um, I put a note. Sherry needs to lose the Rambo headband, the red headband. It just looks silly on her. So Strand, this was another scene that I loved. Strand golfing off the rooftop. We've seen characters in The Walking Dead golf like this before. We saw the governor do it quite a bit. But Strand, oh my God, Coleman Domingo. I should have talked about this earlier. He kills the performance as the villain. I've said it before. You can tell he has a lot of fun performing like this over the top character. He does well, and you can tell that the writers probably have a fun time writing for him to do this as well. The laugh that he has whenever they unmask Dwight and Sherry, just so great. He's really killing it, man. Yeah, and this golfing in the apocalypse, just they have him. They really do everything that they can to illustrate that Strand's living the high life. Yeah, I love the laugh that he had there. I guess Wendell is actually alive. Because Strand tells Dwight and Sherry that he is, and I don't know why he would bother telling them that. Sanctuary, the Negan Sanctuary was referenced in this because Strand's calling his place the Sanctuary, and that's why Dwight and Sherry are like, yeah, we don't want anything to do with it. And also the Polaroids. Negan used to take Polaroids like that, his people, and they're bothered by that. So I like that, the connections there. The showrunner didn't talk about that being a connection whenever he was explaining it. So I'm like, did they not do that on purpose? Did it just so happen? I don't know. I'm confused by Strand's pictures though, like who he's taking pictures of. Everybody they kill? I don't get it. Yeah, I was confused by that. Aisha Tyler, she was great. I like her character a lot. I'm glad they kept her around. She had a funny line with Dwight here. She said, he was like, yeah, I know you from somewhere. And she was like, no, I don't think so. A face like yours, champ, I would remember it. And I was like, damn, it's fucked up, but it was funny. The phone book suit was a cool idea, for Aisha Tyler to escape the place. It's finally somebody who feels like they've been living in the apocalypse for a long time, and are doing things that, the main characters would do to survive. Like, she's not an idiot is what I'm trying to say, because most of the side characters are idiots. So she makes this cool phone book suit. It looks really cool. It's got like muffin pans and trays on it. I like it a lot. Cool concept for getting out of the sanctuary. And Strand's hideout. Dwight was in Atlanta with his dad at one point, so it's just interesting. It connects back to the original show. Dwight was in Atlanta at some point, seeing Aisha Tyler's famous character. So yeah, reminded me, made me think of Beta. You remember Beta was like a famous singer in the original show too. How old is Aisha Tyler though? Because Dwight was talking about, I saw her when I was a kid. So she doesn't look that old, but I guess she's probably like 50 or something, right? But anyway, I'm surprised Dwight didn't follow Sherry like to begin with. Though it was weird that he didn't follow her whenever she goes to help Aisha Tyler look for her husband, and he just shows up later. Very strange that was. But I did like Aisha Tyler and Sherry's interactions. Their dialogue together felt very natural, and I liked their scenes together a lot. Usually I would have a problem kind of with the way that Dwight and Sherry's stories kind of parallel with Aisha Tyler's and her husband's a little bit. But you know what? Like I said, I was enjoying so much of this episode and the way that they presented it to me. I was fine with it. Aisha Tyler had a line in here, and again, I would imagine maybe even Aisha Tyler, and Lenny James, the writers wrote them stuff to say, but it feels like they might have tweaked it a little bit, or just they were, like I said, having fun with it. She said that her husband would whoop her ass if I came looking for him, and I just thought that was funny. Like I said, their scenes were good. Dwight gets snuck up on in the middle of the woods. Like, I don't know how he got snuck up on. Like, it seems like he could have seen. Whenever he gets confronted by the guy who killed the little girl, again, which was super dark. The horse kick was just, I don't know. It was a little bit over the top for sure, but it looked good anyway. So whatever, it's fine. But Dwight trained the horse to kick whenever he whistles, maybe for walkers or something like that. But yeah, that was crazy. But again, this silly stuff, you like so much of the episode, it's like, okay, it's fine, it works, Let's see. There was a line, though, whenever Dwight, after the guy got kicked by the horse, he says, I thought you had a code, as he's getting eaten. I did not think they should have done another take on that. The actor did not sound like he was about to die, or he was scared at all. He just said it and then started screaming and got eaten. I don't know. It was very strange, I thought, the way he said that. I like that there just weren't random walkers in this area just because they gave it a little bit of extra thought power, and there were walkers in this area, the arena, because of the sign hitting and making the noise, attracting them. Aisha Tyler, I thought her cry acting was just okay, but that's obviously, I think that's definitely a really tough thing to sell. I like the hug that her and Sherry have when they get up in the arena, and then you, boom, get the awesome scene, Dwight, her, and Sherry. Sherry's acting sometimes is a little bit iffy too, but I mean it's passable. I'm not saying it's bad, but and then Dwight, I think he does a great job for sure. Austin Emilio does great, but yeah, and then you get the awesome scene, the Jamrock, just pile drive. Crazy. So Dwight and Sherry decide to have a baby. I'm glad that they keep Aisha Tyler scared. I can't remember her name. They keep her with them. I was thinking I'd love to just watch a show with the three of you, honestly, because I've enjoyed this so much. The whole Padre mystery, though, it's getting a little bit, I don't really care about it. It reminds me of the whole thing with the key last season. What does it unlock, what is Padre? Is this the only place you guys can go? I mean, I don't know. Is it just an island that you've heard about, or have you heard there's resources there? I don't know. But anyway. So they're going to start doing that. And then, we get the preview for next episode. I'm wondering if it'll be Althea's last episode. I've heard some rumors about that, but we'll see. So super cool. Really loved it. As you can tell, I cannot express that enough, how just ridiculous and fun that scene was. With just the whole episode, man. It was great. You could tell they had fun, and I had fun watching it. So, alright. That's it. I don't want to repeat myself too much. Let me know what you thought of it, and I will see you in the next one.